Alrighty, guys, we are back today with another episode of Twisting It with Taffy. We are having a fun little sex talk with some new friends of mine. I will go ahead and let them introduce themselves.
Hi, it's Space Neighbor.
Oh, I thought you were gonna do like a spiel and just like your name. Okay, no, we're good. We're good. I'm Delphinium. I'm easily confused.
Anything else?
No, I'm sorry, I didn't prepare the monologue.
Okay, well, so to hop into the podcast, um, I always start off with the same question generally is how did you guys get into the world of sex work?
Oh boy, what a good decision that was too. Um, it all started because we started swinging. We were on dating apps trying to find other people to be with, and we ended up talking to this one dude who we never ended up like actually meeting up with him, but we chatted a lot. He had been uh his job had gone.
His union had gone on strike, and
Yeah.
so in the meantime, he needed to work, and so he had started on ChatterBait, and he was just like really getting on Space, like, hey, like you need to get on this, like you're a handsome dude, you can do this.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, I don't have abs. I cannot do this. And he's like, you don't need abs. I was like, all right. Well, I mean, that's nice. I thought about it and I was like, it'd be really cool if I could like raise enough money to buy a rug for the house. I would be really proud of that rug if I was able to get it through that. And one thing led to another, and like 2 months later, it was my full-time job. I never once bought the rug.
Still haven't to this day.
Yeah, I just hit 1 year um this last weekend. It's been
I hit
quite a trip.
I hit 1 year this weekend. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Took me like a week to be like, do I wanna? Do I wanna? Yeah, let's join.
Guess I will. Ugh.
Oh no, I was thrilled. Like, I mean, I already had like an OnlyFans page made. I just hadn't done anything with it. Like, I hadn't even gotten verified. I just like made the account. I was like, yeah, this is something that I want to do. And then I just never had like the drive to do it. And so when he started doing sex work, I was just like, oh, let's do this thing. I already
Yeah.
like had the intent, just not the drive.
Same as my
I was definitely in the same boat. Like I wanted to get into it as soon as I turned 18, but then I had college and I was just like never had the time or even like thought about it or knew what to do. Plus I didn't have my biggest thing with doing just most shit in general is like I need people that are doing it too to like jump onto, if that makes sense. Like
Don't you prefer when they jump on you?
I mean yeah, but
Oh,
um
no, for sure.
but like it was the fact that I was in college surrounded by like very Bible Belty area where like no one had any interest in being a professional sleuth. So it was like I was the only one and I was by far the biggest whore in the apple basket. But they so like I just never got into it, but I've been watching people stream on Chatterbait for years. I made an OnlyFans like 2.5, 3 years ago. Posted like two things, and I was like, I don't want to do this. But then I got back into it finally. So like I definitely get that. It's just like the jump in is always the hardest part.
For
Yeah, and
sure.
having, I mean, especially like being like dating and being partners, we're just like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's do
Yeah.
this together.
Yeah.
And it just made the jump that
That
much
was so
easier.
much easier that way. I had
Lucky
been
bastards.
I'd never seen live porn prior to doing it myself. Like I'd never like gotten on and knew what it was about at all until it was already being recorded. But I had seen some people in my life that had done OnlyFans and stuff like that. Like I was getting like dirty snaps from people over the years when they're like, hey, follow this. And every time I got it, it was always like, God, I wish I could do that. That would be so much fun. But at the same time, like straight white male, I just assumed there was no audience for me.
Yeah.
And I was really happy to find out that there was one still.
My thing with it was one when I would have wanted to get into it when I was a little bit younger. It definitely my sexuality was still like fluctuating, so I was still figuring out a lot of that. But never mind, I completely forgot what I was gonna say. God damn it. Shit. But it's a fun like I definitely I'm so glad that I've gotten into it now. Oh, I remember I was gonna go with that. Yeah. So like it was one of those things where it was like I was already giving out content, quote unquote, like for free all the time. Like if anybody wanted nudes, like I'm more than happy to just send like my friends like some nudes on Snapchat.
Buddy.
Yeah, it's like, dude, I love doing this. Like, why aren't we doing this every day kind of thing?
Hmm.
And then like the idea of monetizing it was just like foreign to me. It was like
Yeah.
this isn't worth my time, but it's literally worth my time
Yeah.
to do it. And then I don't know, it was also one of those things where it was like when you would look at the people who were doing OnlyFans, it would be people like Amaranth or who's the bathwater girl?
Belle Delphine.
Yeah, Bella Delphine. It'd be people like that who are just like at an insane level already, and you're like,
Yeah.
well, if that's my competition,
Hmm.
there's nowhere to go.
Small
But
side note on that, like going by Delphi, I had like completely forgotten that Belle Delphine existed, and like I was going like for the Latin name of a flower with delphinium, and now I try and say like out loud, like verbally when we're streaming, like Delphi, and everybody's like Delphine. I'm like no.
but it's just like if getting into it now, it's realizing that there's one that everybody's really supportive of everybody in general in the industry,
It's wonderful.
Surprisingly so, yeah.
way more than any other industry I've ever been in, which is crazy. But it's also, there's people at every level that are doing fine. Like there's the top 0.00001 percenters who are
Which is
making
what
like
everyone's Twitter account says they are.
yeah, which are making like $1 million a month. And then there's the everyday Joes who are still making enough to like live and get by on it. And then there's the people who are just like, I do this as a hobby. And then, there's other people who do more than well enough, but they're not like household names, quote unquote, or like being insane. So it's like it's one of those things where there's there's a pie for every taste.
Do you think everyone is so nice and supportive in this industry, partly because potentially anyone might work with anyone?
That's how I try to be because it's just like I want to fuck everybody that I meet. So it's like I gotta be the nicest guy I can. I'm also like a pretty nice dude in general. So it's just like it's not in me to be I will say mean. I can be rude as hell on accident, but that's just me not paying attention. Like I will Irish goodbye a motherfucker like it's nothing. But like because I haven't really run into a whole lot of like mean people yet doing
Yeah.
this. So it's like
I feel like a portion of it might be as well that everybody in the industry kind of understands that like everybody has their own niche,
yeah.
and like nobody like there's like competition, but it's not like fighting for every person. Like the people who like you will come to you.
Yeah.
And it's not like I don't know. I don't know how to finish that thought, but like
For sure.
it's
Because it's one of those things where it's like as long as you're a genuine person talking to other people who are genuine, like they're like it doesn't really matter what level you're at. Because like I, in the grand scheme of things, have technically just fucking started my journey in the world of sex work, but I've already worked with 3 major porn stars.
yeah.
And it's been a month into this year. And it's been 2.5 weeks since AV, maybe? Time is
Might be.
Yeah, well,
Or
that was the first week of January, and then we just finished January.
yeah, so it was
Yeah.
like it's like since then I've been like making major steps into it. Whereas like in every other industry I've been into, like you need to have like 5 years under your belt before we let you do anything else. And I'm just
Right, for sure.
like no, I have the stuff and I know what I'm doing and I'm also not smoking crack. Like let me work at a higher level. But
Hmm.
it's a like I love the industry. I'm definitely glad that I've gotten into it. So in terms of that, what are some of the things that you guys have been like really glad to get to experience in the industry, or some things that you are excited to get that might be coming up?
I know one of the things that we were just like super excited about when we first started and like we first started streaming and started like meeting fans and stuff on Chatterbait, like the only experience I had with Chatterbait before we started streaming was like some tangential person that I knew that had an awful time on Chatterbait, and people were just like super rude to her all the time, and she would like end up crying at the end of every stream. So
Yeah.
I was like intimidated starting Chatterbait because I was just like, oh God, is it just going to be awful? But then we were super pleasantly surprised by how nice all of the people that we attracted into our room were.
Yeah.
And so like we've got amazing followers and like people that we like check in on, and like people that we like get worried about when they don't show up. We're like, oh man, we haven't seen this person in like a month or so, like I'm like they need to check in.
Yeah.
Like, are they okay? And then at one
You
point,
sound like my mother.
like somebody came back and they were like, oh yeah, I was like out on vacation in the middle of nowhere, like on a business trip in the middle of nowhere. And I'm like, oh, we're sorry.
Okay, good. Now tell us next time.
Yeah, like
That is
warn
ex-
us.
You were here every day and then you just weren't anymore. I was worried.
That's exactly how my mom was. Like during Avian, I didn't text or really post on my normal socials at all
Mhm.
or do anything. And she called me and like my phone had died and left a bunch of voicemails. And the next day I call back and she's like, "Where the fuck have you been?" I'm like, "Mom, I'm being a whore. Like I'm not really on my phone." And she's like, "Okay, I was just really worried about you." I was like, "You're getting really clingy, Mom. I need you to hold up a little bit."
Loosen the claws.
That's moms.
Well,
But
some moms.
That's some moms.
so in the world of swinging, how did y'all discover that world? Were you guys a part of that before you two met? Were you
I wasn't.
Swinging, no. My last relationship before Space was like originally it was monogamous, and then we so like we started dating, and she was a trans woman, but like she hadn't realized yet and hadn't come out yet, and so we were a straight presenting relationship at the beginning, and you know at the time that's what we thought we were. um,
But as all things in life
yes,
happen, things change.
yes, but then I realized I was bi in my relationship before that, but then started dating her before I got a chance to go like experiment
Yeah.
with vagina bearer. And
Or the vaginally inclined, as I like to say.
and so she was just like, yeah, dude, like I got to go experiment with dudes in between my last relationship and you, so like go experiment with a girl, like fucking go for it. And so like I went and did that a little bit, and then it just kind of like ended up turning into, and like she really liked like cucking and stuff, and so like it just kind of turned into an open relationship
Don't we all?
in various wait, not everybody. but um but yeah, it turned into an open relationship, and then we started exploring polyamory, which we like didn't get super far into, but like she had a boyfriend for the last like I guess that was a good bit. The last like 6 months of a relationship, she had a boyfriend, and then I had like started like going on dates and stuff, but mostly just kind of doing friends with benefits, and that's when I met Space, and we started seeing each other, and we liked each other. We stuck around.
I guess.
Yeah. He was cute or something.
It's true. Um,
But yeah, and so that we kind of started at this place where we were already like non-monogamous because like we started dating when I still had a girlfriend, but we were still kind of like we hadn't like labeled it yet because it was a very confusing time and he was
Yeah.
still learning about everything non-monogamy and just like constantly like asking me questions and I was just
Oh, I
kind of like
drilled her so
explaining.
hard so many times.
Yeah, you
Both
did.
in bed and in the head.
That's right. I asked her questions just nonstop for like a month or two of just like every time we hung out, I was just like, okay, but explain this because it makes no sense to me. And then she'd say it, and then I'd ask her the same question to see if it was the same answer, if she was like gonna slip up or something. But
Are you
like
lying to me?
because of all of that questioning that I had, because I just like I'm down with going with things, but I need it to make sense to me first. Like I have to internalize that and make it where it can be a part of me before I can let anything in. And after listening to her for so long, like I really liked the way that she was describing her philosophies and I I realized how much we connected as people and had similar views of how we want to treat the relationships we have, which that led into us exploring a lot more. I mean, the fact that she had a girlfriend when we met made talking about seeing other people a lot easier of a conversation to get into.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we like kind of anticipated like because we had a threesome with a friend and we enjoyed that and we're like, oh, maybe more. And then we discovered that it was way easier to swap
It is
with
so
couples
much easier
than
to have a
find
foursome than a
a
threesome.
threesome.
It really,
But
yeah.
it
Yeah.
also was
You're
like
telling a single male who's
Yeah.
also in this thing that it's, yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I fucking know.
But it's just been wonderful and we've met so many wonderful couples doing this and it's just like the buddy system is really nice.
Yeah.
Like it's just fun and you get to just like, you know, be having a great time and watch your partner having a great time and it's just like
So with that though, do y'all do so because you found a lot of your other partners through like dating apps and whatnot.
Yeah.
But do you guys attend like swingers parties? Do you go to any like
We went
sex
to a club
clubs or
once.
anything like that?
yeah, we went to a swingers club once.
We went to a
And
party
we went to a
once.
party once. We went to like a hotel takeover once. And the club we just like we found a couple that we liked there and we've just like hang out with them outside of the club now and don't actually like
Do
go
anything?
back to the club.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, like we just haven't gone back to the club since we met them.
Okay.
And
And the
the
party, the
party was
hotel
great, but
takeover was incredible. And
we went to the party with some of our friends. So like we came with a group.
Because
they introduced us to some of their friends,
Mhm.
which also came back. And both of those couples, uh, well, I guess all three couples mentioned have all like came online and worked with us. So that's where we get a lot of our coworkers.
because my my hometown, well, my area in general back home has a decent swingers community. It's definitely a much older crowd, like
Mhm.
50 and up
Yeah.
for sure. Um, but we don't have any clubs. I don't ever see anything like takeover wise. And finding like like they'll have like get-togethers at like a bar or something like that, and those are
Mhm.
okay. But it's just like it's always weird for me because there's never people within my age range, which is preferably like 45 or lower. Um, like I'm not against it, but it's just like at a certain point it gets to be like, well, you're my grandparents' age, cool. But it's just like it's meeting other people like that, and then me being a single male makes it a lot more difficult because people are like, well, we don't do that, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I get it. Like I get other people have ruined this for me, but like why am I the one being punished? Like god damn it.
Yeah,
And
that was
then Well, I was gonna say, and then like going to other clubs, like if I want to, like there's a good club in Kansas City that I've discovered, and then there's shit all over fucking Miami. But the price is like
Yeah,
double or triple for a single
Single guy.
male for than it is
for
for
sure.
anyone else to go. And I'm like, I get you don't want it to be a sausage fest, but
Find
like,
another single guy and go as a couple.
Hey.
or I could just like I need to just find a girl that wants to go, like, and
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
pretend to be couples, because like that's not hard to do.
for sure.
But
Yeah, I mean, and then on top of that, there's other rules that like limit what you're able to do. Like our local club, if you come as a single male, one, it's more expensive. Two, you get kicked out early unless
really,
you
Unless you have
like
already like linked up with somebody and someone has like,
fuck that.
yeah,
vouch for you.
yeah.
I don't have that problem, but like that's damn. Yeah, because I tend to stick to like just pure sex or BDSM clubs. Those or just like play spaces. Those are just well, so much more fun to me too. You can kind of get into a lot wackier situations. Plus, it's fun to just watch your friends get the shit beat out of them. Um,
Yeah, no, I want to go to a dungeon or something. Like there have been a couple of times where like I've planned to go to one and then like it fell through for whatever reason.
if you ever travel around, I can definitely recommend some good ones to you. Um, but they're all yeah,
Spread out.
Mhm.
yeah.
We've just been going to people's home dungeons.
Yeah. Some of I have some friends that have dungeons at their house.
I want to build one so bad, but I'd have to
God,
have a
I do
house
too.
first.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
In a couple of years. Thank God I'm still pretty
Who
young.
knows? Maybe one day that's what the studio is. The
Um,
studio is a catch-all for every one of our hobbies.
Well, that's why I want like that's why I want a fifth room. Like it can be. I want a room for
Just
everything.
just turn the spare bedroom into a dungeon and
I've
just like
thought
let
about it.
people
this
just
whole room right here that could be a backdrop wall.
That's like the board game room though.
Put a backdrop up there.
it's it's the dining room. That's
Yeah, but how many times have we actually dined in there? It's the board game room.
just sounds so ridiculous
Hey.
if we're saying we have a whole room just for board games.
Not really.
Hey,
Not when you're as nerdy as you two
there
are.
are three things in that room. There is a bar cabinet, a dining table, and a shelf full of board games.
Yeah,
It's the board game room.
that's fair. That is where we play all of our board games.
Mhm.
But then so what are some of the things that you guys are excited for coming up or like looking forward to either exploring or doing into the future?
I am I'm really looking forward to doing more organized shoots, like doing shoots with actual production value.
Like content collaboration shoots or
Yeah,
Because,
yeah,
like, as of right now, like, 99% of what we've done is stream
yeah.
content.
yeah.
And so, like, doing, like, shoots that have, like,
A
some sort of
cameraman
planned
that
plot,
could
a
walk around.
cameraman,
Yeah, I want to get to that point
like,
too.
whether it be, like, a
Plot would make me
plot
so
or
happy.
just, like, a continual, like, thing. Like, oh, hey, like, this person is getting fucked or, like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I'm
I
all about the story in porn. Like I want to know why it's happening. I want to know why it shouldn't be, and I want to know where they're at, how they got to that point, and then side information.
see I would say the same, but I'm a like I separate the two things. Like if I'm gonna get into it for the story, I'm not watching it to jerk off. If I'm watching porn to jerk off, I skip everything and just go straight to the parts that I need to see because I'm like I like to get the shit out in like 2 minutes kind of
Hmm.
thing at most. But yeah, I definitely want to get to the point to where the problem for doing like higher grade content like that for me is I'm the camera guy. I'm the one who has the stuff experience in photography and videography. So like if I'm doing it and like it's like I want to be behind the camera, but it's it's really hard to be behind the camera and get the right point of view to do stuff without like setting it up. And I don't like I'm talking like hand holding and whatnot. But then it's like if I do straight just do If I do
She
straight,
held my hand.
yeah.
We were talking about hand holding. I wanted to hold your hand.
But if we do a straight, like a shoot like that, it's like I want to be behind the camera, but then I'm not getting fucked, and I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah.
So that's a
You
fun
need
thing
an
I'm trying.
extra person.
I
to,
know, but then I
like,
don't want them
be
touching my
front.
cameras.
It's just about learning trust.
I know.
You
That's
got to
the
learn to
hard part.
trust people.
Yeah.
A lot of people went through like video classes or photography classes.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm always like I'm the same way for sure. Like I feel like I'm the one who has the vision for the correct angle, but then I think about it, I'm like, honestly, other people probably do fine.
Yeah. Cause like for me, my thing I'm definitely excited for is getting to go to more of the conventions than just meeting
Hell yeah.
a whole hell of a lot more people. Cause I can't not be the most interesting person in a room a lot of the times, and it's because like I've been to what? Let's see, Avian, X3, ThompCon, and Exotica Miami. So I've been to 4 conventions so far, and each one of those has been some of the best stuff I have done as an adult.
Yeah.
So like I'm thoroughly excited to go to more of them. What so in terms of conventions though, what ones have like is was
We went to Exotica DC and AVN Las Vegas, and we are currently scheduled to go to Exotica Chicago and Exotica Miami.
okay.
Um,
Yeah.
I
We're
can
super pumped
say
about those.
yeah, I can say for sure Exotica Miami is a lot of fun. It's a pretty big space. Um Overall space, it's not as big as Avian, but that's because Avian had like 2 full rooms and whatnot,
Hmm.
and like it was across a whole like convention floor, whereas like
yeah.
this is a smaller.
AVN was strange in that everything was in its own rooms and stuff. It
Yeah.
was like so much harder to feel like you're a part of a
Yeah,
big
it was very
thing.
disjointed.
I also
Yeah, very
felt
much
really
so.
bad for the gay community and the BDSM because they
Oh,
had their own room
no.
that had zero traffic at all. There was
Yes.
nothing in there, and it was like Chatterbait's like gay booth, which like no one was
Oh,
at
that
because
was a
everyone
bad
wanted to be in the
look.
main room.
Yeah.
And then there was like 2 stalls of like gay agencies, and it was just like they looked like they were having such a
Yeah,
bored ass
like
time, and I'm like, oh my
I
God,
felt like they were missing content in that room. Like there wasn't enough that they
To
booked
bring
for
people
that
into
room
it.
to bring people in.
yeah,
Yeah.
which is why I
Because
like.
it has such potential.
Yeah, because that's why I liked Exotica Miami. Because one, I went as a patron, not as a performer, because that's how I got into the industry is Exotica Miami. But it's one massive room that has most of all the main stuff in it, and then there's a side room that has like the VIP lounge, and then the other side is like there's a few booths for like individual like artists and talent, and then it has its own like quote unquote dungeon,
Yeah,
which
that's
was like
how DC
Yeah.
was.
which it was really nice, but the dungeon was annoying because they had like they had restrictive rules on it because you couldn't go like super hard. I'm like, but I signed a waiver.
It's super weird whenever there's restrictions like that.
For a dungeon specifically. Like I fully get no red outs or like no drawing blood or anything like that.
Yeah.
That
So-
makes sense. But they were like, we can't flog super hard. We can't do like paddles or we can't use whips or like crops or anything, but we can do paddles. But I'm like,
I get that because like people coming into a convention don't necessarily know their own limits and they can think they're ready for something and not be and then get mad at the person that did it to
I
somebody.
signed the waiver.
Yeah, but people still
I know,
like
I hate it.
regardless.
It makes it such. The good thing though is that the rigging is always very
Mhm.
solid. They had like 3 riggers there, and they were all really good and doing cool stuff. But like the main draw was the main room, and thankfully Chatterbait's booth is like pretty solid.
Hmm.
But I will say, out of all the ones I've been to that I've seen Chatterbait at, Avians was like the nicest because it was all outside booths, so everyone was able to interact with crowds. Whereas at Exotica Miami, you have some on the inside, so those people kind of just get fucked, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
We had a booth on the inside, but like we were also like right next to one of the exits, so we could still like run out real quick.
Yeah.
We were just like a little bit farther.
And
So
now that I got the experience I did at these ones, I definitely have learned more of what to bring and what like to
Yeah.
offer.
it was such a learning curve between DC and AVN.
Yeah.
Like we came home with a shopping list a mile long after DC. So
Yeah, I need to get one of the main things. I want to buy me some good floggers,
Mm-hmm.
but the problem is I want to go with my cow theme. I want to get like cow print floggers.
mhm.
I have no idea where I'd go to get those.
Yeah, I
Have you
feel like
talked to
it
Fast
might end up turning
No.
into like
You
a
should.
zebra
I
print.
know I need to. He'd be the smartest person, but it's like I just want cute like cow print floggers because like I would do really well with those.
I mean, you can. I don't know. I was
Like,
gonna
my
say
brain-
you can do like a black flogger and then just do some like what is that called?
Like
Spackling or
Well, that'd be
like
more Dalmatian.
splatter dye.
Well, because like I mean,
but-
you could get just a white flogger and then
or a
paint
white
it
one and a
black.
black one, yeah.
But like I could do that, but it's like it's one of those things where I just want to pay someone to do it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't know. Kind of working. I want to. I just the cow theme is my strongest thing. My Arkansan blood runs deep.
Themes are great. I love a good theme.
Running
I'm
hard
also-
with the Southern.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, girls love it. They like. I was talking to a few girls there, and every time like my southern accent came out, they're like, "Ooh, hi," and I'm like, oh, "Me, oh my, oh my." Why I would never. And it was just like I'm like I'm not even trying, but now that they've commented on it, I'm like I can't
Now it's
stop.
all you
You're
can
aware
do.
of it.
Yeah, I'm like I
now.
can't stop the southern accent. It's coming
Taking
out.
over.
It's been unleashed.
But yeah, so with that, I wanna open up the floor to y'all and see if there's any questions you have for me, any topics you guys want to get into.
This is the part that I'm bad at.
Oh, same,
I
yeah.
have to mention.
Everybody else is always so bad at it. And I'm like, why is this so hard? I am so curious all the time about stuff. I'm like, I want to talk about everything.
I don't know. I just don't question things.
You question.
I question
the blind.
everything.
I just don't
Yeah, you
question things.
everything. I don't question things. I'm the blind follower.
Sure. I don't know. I do a lot of comparing things. Like anytime there's a topic, I'm like, yeah, well, yeah, but there's this side and this side on all of that. But I don't know. I do that to what is presented to me and less of a I seek.
I hunger.
Mm.
The awkward stare down.
Well, then, so with that, I guess I'll ask some more questions. And
Ask more questions.
if you guys think of anything, feel free to
I'll
jump
go on,
in.
like, tangents and stuff.
Yeah.
But like I have to, like I said, I have to
So-
like, build off of something.
Because we had talked about it off air a little bit, but I want to bring it up on air because you guys, y'all consider yourselves pretty decently into the world of BDSM?
I don't. I mean, I don't know. I participate in things that happen, but it's never really been an interest of mine. So I'm not nearly as involved.
Yeah, it's more of a, cause like I don't know, you wouldn't even necessarily classify yourself as a dom. You just are not a sub.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but like I'm pretty heavily
I want you
into
to
it.
do what I want you to do, but I'd rather you decide to do it.
The golden
But yeah, so,
retriever
like,
dom.
Yeah.
it's been
100%.
less in practice recently, but like, cause like my last relationship, it wasn't like a 24/7 dom sub situation or anything, but like she was really subby and it was almost every time we had sex there was BDSM involved in one way or another. And me being a switch, like I was a dom for 4 years, and so now I'm just kind of like on the subbier streak.
Yeah.
And so like him, not being a sub, has just been like nice.
'Cause
And
that's
like I've kind of been like introducing him to different dom things. Like the other night when we used a forced orgasm belt, that was super fun.
That was super fun. I loved kicking your vibrator while you were just
Oh, I know what
strapped.
you're talking about now.
Yeah,
Those
so
things
I
are
was
fun.
strapped down to the bed, all four limbs down, and I had a forced orgasm belt on.
I get
And
on
so
that
like
stream.
the
Yeah.
handle, the handle. Well, no, we didn't stream this one. This was alone.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I didn't put on the belt during the stream.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But yeah, but so like it was just like my magic wand is strapped into this belt, and so like the handle is just like sticking out of my crotch, and he was just like standing on the bed, and every once in a while he'd just like kick it, and it would just like rub even harder against my clit
Yeah.
until it like settled back down. But then that makes me squirm, which makes it wiggle more, and it's just like this. Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I'm definitely in the same but opposite boat of you, because you were, a dom for 4 years and then became a sub ish kind of deal.
Yeah.
For me, it's, being raised and growing up as a predominantly straight, not so much now, white male. I was always, it was like whatever I said was kind of what happened, especially like where I grew up, whether it be in relationships or just picking out what happened or like doing stuff. And so like through that and like discovering who I was throughout college and just exploring the world of kink a hell of a lot more. I got really tired of always being the one in control because one, my ADHD slash autism fucking hates it. So like being in this industry and meeting so many women who actually know what the fuck they want or can take control, anytime I get the opportunity to be a dumb little subby boy, I am so much more happier.
Yeah.
But if I need to, I can also take control. But that's usually one of those things where it's like I don't like to do that unless it's a partner of mine and I don't have to worry about being too much in a sense, which like I've
Yeah,
never
like
had to
going
be.
too far.
Yeah, which like it's
with
not something
something
I've ever done or ever gotten close to doing, but it's just like I don't want to run the risk with just like a random person who I'm working with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's harder. It's harder to know every single boundary of somebody that you're sleeping with,
Yeah.
A time or two.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're with a partner, you're with them for a longer period of time, and you can know the ins and outs and the intricacies
Yeah.
of their doming or subbing preferences. And so that's part of the reason why like I kind of get cold feet doming now, because like I was with one person and doming one person for 4 years. So I'm really tuned in to her preferences, and other people aren't going to have her exact same preferences. And so it's just like readjusting, and I haven't gotten into a lengthy enough sexual relationship with somebody to figure out their sub preferences.
Yeah. Because, yeah, for me, it's like, it's one of those things where it's exactly that, like being a Dom. But like, whenever I don't personally understand subspace as a whole. That's not something I've ever like gotten into.
It takes a lot for me to get into subspace, but I get there.
It's just like, it's one of those things where it's like, because I am a switch and I'm able to I can go between them and like a flip of a trigger, but also my sub personality is very much like guard dog kind of thing, that it's like I don't need to get into like a uwu baby kitten type of thing. But like when I'm being a sub, there's very little like I'm not like I love being used as furniture. I love being told what to do. Like, have me hold your drinks. Let me hold all your stuff. Get the car door for you. Like, I was fucking Lilith's like pretty much slave for the week by choice. She was like, you don't have to do all this. I'm like, I want to. And she was like, okay. Which
Bet.
was great. And then just things like that. I'm like, you tell me to do something, I'm probably down to do it. You want a piggyback ride? Let's fucking go. And shit like that. So my world of doing that, it's just like it's just so much more fun because one, girls love it. So it's like an easy excuse to like flirt with girls in a way. It's like, ha, sit on my face as a chair, let's go. And they're just like, my favorite thing is like, hey, you can peg me, and girls are like, bet, let's go, let's make content. I'm like, easy. Didn't have to do any other intro. But with that, so you had said something about, so we were, whenever you were talking about the um the forced thing, it wasn't on stream. What how has, because you guys have pretty much been doing sex work most of the time that you guys have been dating.
Yeah.
How, because so it really I can't really ask the question of how has it affected your relationship because it's just been a part of your relationship. But how do you separate the two, or do you separate the two in a sense? Do you guys like have a lot of times where you're not being sexy for the camera together, and along with that, do you, if you're not doing stuff on camera, do you ever feel like you're missing out on making content? Do you ever feel like you're losing out on revenue or something along those lines?
Yeah, well, we make time for each other to make sure that we can have that time together. Whenever we first started, we were doing it a lot. Like we were working Friday, Saturday, every week, and that just like really killed a lot of the time that would be free time for us to be able to do anything. And so, eventually we like cut that back to if it's on the weekend, it's only one day during the weekend.
Okay.
And Sundays are like
They're for
big
us.
days for just
Yeah.
us. And then like other days we might like go out and do stuff or like be with other people or something like that. And that's a good way to feel like we're still being active and participating in each other's life and also doing other things. Um, there are definitely times whenever we are like having sex or doing something sexy where I'm just like, we need the camera. And sometimes I grab it. And a lot of times, whenever that happens, I'll grab my phone and just start recording what's happening. And then that's like, well, this is a nice treat later for OnlyFans. Or sometimes it's like, hey, actually, no, this is great. Pump the brakes for a second. Let me grab my laptop. Let's set up. Let's do a stream. I know you are so horny right now, but we could potentially get paid for your horniness, and that would be really, really great.
There's also definitely times where like we've both been like super horny like in the afternoon or in like the middle of the day, but like we have a stream planned for later that night.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
I
just
hate
like,
that part so
"Oh,
bad.
That
we
is
really
a
shouldn't do anything right
that
now."
is
You know
a
how hard I
constant
had
battle.
you know how hard I had to like talk myself down from jerking off today because I was like, I need this nut for later tonight.
Yeah.
I have to save this. Or like, cause like it's the big thing that it sucks for me because I'm a one and doneer. Like I
Mhm.
come once and that's it for the day. Like
Yeah.
I have to go to sleep and come back again.
Pretty
It was
much.
different when I was younger and it was really cool. My record was 9 times in the day. That was
Yeah.
insane. Yeah. But that was
I'm sorry you met me later in life.
I was like, I was 13 when that happened. So, but it's one of those things where it's like I can only get one knot off in a day, so I have to plan if
You
I'm
gotta
doing
plan
something.
ahead.
Yeah. So it's like, but the good thing is I can still get hard again after like it does take me
Wait
like
for
an
a
Yeah.
while.
hour.
Yeah.
I can still get hard, so it's like if I do nut and my partner wants to go again, or if I want to film something with someone else, I can either fake the nut, which is not hard to do. You just do a swallow, or you do. I don't love it. It feels weird, but like you can do it.
Spoilers.
Um, Or
I remember we were doing the Chatterbait interview, and they're like, "Do you ever fake it?" And I was just like, "Whose side are you on?" No, we don't.
I'll be wholeheartedly honest about it. I'm like, hey, if you see two things from me in a day, one of them was faked. I'm sorry, but like,
Oh.
cause like I don't care. Also, I'm a collegiately trained actor. I can fake a fucking orgasm.
Everyone always asks for proof. They're like, no,
Exactly.
show the cum.
Yep.
Spit it out,
That's the
or
problem.
like pull it out of your vagina.
My thing with it is if I'm doing
We should put like a string on it sometimes. Sometimes it just disappears.
Reel
and
the
you just like
cum back in.
pull the cum out. No. I meant to pull it out of my vagina when you come really deep. Yeah, because sometimes there have been a couple.
I know. I'm
times
still
where, like,
imagining a string around cum to
Yeah.
go back. It's not really a solid.
I know, that's the point. I thought you meant to pull it back into your dick at first to remove it.
I'm just reeling it in like a fishing line.
God, that's terrifying.
Thank you. I needed that for an hour from now. I don't know why we fucked right now.
But it's definitely one of those things where it's like, because I have that, you have to plan it, and but
Yeah.
it's really funny because like I filmed a scene recently that I'm still working on where like it was just like the last day of Avian. I was fucking exhausted. I was still horny, so like me and my partner like were fucking and we filmed it, but I was just like, hey babe, there is absolutely no way I'm gonna come today. And she's like, okay, let's just fake it, whatever. And I was like, okay. And it's like I like to think it's like a really like solid looking like orgasm. Like I think I have the fake down pat, which being a dude, it is really hard to fake it because, you know,
There's a receipt.
we leave proof of visit. But thankfully that proof of visit is edible, so it's like, you know, you
Yeah.
can hide it a little bit. But it's just really funny to see that take place. And then like also now that I know what it looks like and what it feels like watching it in porn, I'm like, which one of these is fake, motherfucker?
Sometimes people just keep going.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
One of my ex-friends in high school was able to, he would bust a nut, wait 1 minute, and then was good to go again. And he'd be able to do that 4 or 5 times. And I was just like,
Crazy.
what? Dude.
Which, like, Space can get multiple cum shots off sometimes, but
Yeah.
it's like very particular conditions.
The first one has to be a facial, and then I can like keep it going for a little bit, and then the next one also has to be outside, and then I can keep it going. And the third one can be wherever because I'm not doing a fourth.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but it's also like I feel like more than anything I'm realizing because it's pretty rapid. Like it's within 5 minutes. First to
Like
the
all of
third
them.
one is within 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's probably just one cum that I was able to like
Hold on. Yeah.
and then get back to it. We were with a couple recently. Dude just shot a load and then kept fucking for a while and then shot another load and then
Yep.
just kept fucking for a while and then shot another load. And
That's
I'm
how
just
my
like,
ex-friend
what
used
the
to be.
fuck?
Yeah,
It's
If I could do that, oh god.
my life would be so much better. I could do like 5 scenes a day. I'd make so much money. No, because I had a topic. We're gonna go to one that's slightly parallel. So speaking of like cum shots, have you ever had like a cum shot that just like scared you or like you like surprised the fuck out of you? Because like every once in a while when I'm masturbating, you know, like I'm laying down and like normally it'll hit like right between my belly button and my groin, but sometimes like it just shoots out and like I've gotten it up to my nipple before and those ones I'm like, whoa. And then one time, like 4 years ago, I had been like edging myself all day, and then I finally like let myself go, and I fucking like got up onto my neck, like got into this like small of my neck, and I was like, ah, and like, cause it was like post nut clarity, and like the straight in me had come out, and I was like, gross, cause I've never tasted my own cum. Because,
What?
Really?
yeah, my post nut clarity makes me think I'm a monster after I come. So like the idea of touching my own cum is just disgusting.
I have always
Suggestion around
believed.
that is, especially if you're in a subby moment,
If you tell me to save it for later.
make the no. Ask the girl to make you eat it out of her after it's a cream pie, because like you're still kind of in a subby mood, and it's just
And you're
like
still
nope,
doing
head
sexual
crotch now.
things.
It's just so gross to me. That sounds
No,
terrifying.
I've
It's one
always.
of those few things
No,
that's just
if
like
you
a.
let it sit for a bit though, it gets like liquid.
You gotta go fast.
And it's not, but in that case it might be easier because if it's liquidier, it's
Your face.
less. It's more like my cum than your cum. I don't know.
Fair.
That it was just it was an idea. You don't have to, obviously.
I think if you are ever going to ask someone to eat something, you should taste it yourself as quality control.
I'm fully. I mean, I get it.
I swallow my cum all the time. All the time.
I was just raised.
My pre-cum tastes like almonds. It's really nice.
See,
my real cum tastes like ice cream. It's delicious.
It's not. I'm like low-key allergic to cum, and so like it's cum is spicy.
Why is it spicy?
I didn't realize cum wasn't spicy for so long.
See,
It's always been at least a little bit tangy when I've swallowed loads, and I didn't realize that until like we literally like both had his cum like out. We had his cum
together.
and we like both like licked a little.
This is
off
why I
my
wish
chin.
I videoed this shit, because this is hilarious. But whatever. Eventually.
We would both like just like lick a little off my tits after he came on my chest, and like we had vastly different taste descriptions of his like the same load.
See, the good thing for me is I have slept with an abnormal amount of women. Abnormal is not the right word. A plethora.
Plethora. Ooh,
I like
it's a
that one
fun
better.
word.
Abnormal.
I have slept with a plethora of women, and I have never gotten a negative review about the way my cum tastes. Usually it's highly positive. They're like, that was really good. And I'm like, how? But it's more so they're just like, it doesn't taste like anything. It's just like a lot of people have described it as like cloudy water. And it's nice because like, you know, I'm usually competing with battery acid for most other men. So it's like, yeah.
Oh no.
You get mine.
They all taste like battery.
Yeah, it's just like shit.
No, they don't. I actually do like it. It's just tangy.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know, it's tart. It's a little acidic. I just thought it was well, because like vaginas have like a pH. I always forget if it's acidic or basic, but that's why we like we like bleach our underwear.
Yeah.
Like if you have black underwear, it ends up like with like a pink spot in it because like you.
Or if a dude eats you out enough, his beard gets blonder.
Points at Space's beard.
These aren't gray hairs.
Those white streaks.
Pussy
That's
hairs.
pussy eating.
But yeah, but so like I just always, I don't know, that was just.
It's because I've tried to do it, and like I've technically tasted it in the sense of like I've been able to get like a single dab and do it, but I'm like I don't feel like that was like a proper like taste test.
I tried it a lot I attempted it a lot when I was young, like teenager. I attempted it a lot, and I just could not bring myself to do it more than like a couple times ever. But since starting sex work, I've been doing it just nonstop since basically the beginning.
I also think a lot of it has to do with like where and how I was raised, because like we, you know, in high school and whatnot, you'd ask people, have you know what your cum tastes like, bro? And everyone's like, what the fuck, are you gay? Or like that's not fucking.
I am for my cum.
Yeah, it's like that's fucking gross, dog. And then like I remember one time I was at a fucking like hot dog fundraiser grill off thingy, and the baseball team was there, and they were talking about it, and every single dude was like, yeah, I've tasted my cum. And I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing, you fucking queers? And then it turned out I was the queer, but how
the turntables.
Yep. That's how the turntables.
Yeah, I've definitely tasted my own like squirt.
Yeah, I've thrown it in your mouth several times.
Yeah, it's some distance sometimes. Like sometimes it's a dribble, sometimes it's a fire hose.
Yeah. I like to slap my dick on top of her clit, and sometimes when I do that, she's still like spraying,
Yeah.
so it just like splashes straight into her face.
I love it.
Oh man, there's that one time. Like it's especially fun if I have like a dildo in me or something and I'm using a vibrator and then you just like suddenly take the dildo out because you have to like I can't squirt like with something inside of me for the most part. Like very certain positions it works, but like
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't
so
think I've
like
ever
sometimes you
had
just
sex with
like
someone while I was in them during the squirt. Like I'm in them right
Mhm.
before it, and then they do the hard squeeze pop
Yeah.
out,
Yeah.
which is hot as
Okay, I gotta
fuck.
go.
Yeah.
It's like ah, ah, pfft, and I'm just like, damn,
But like there
where'd
was
you get
this
that
one
power?
time there was this one time where like it was during a stream where like I had my magic wand
You were
and had a
streaming the
dildo
stream?
in. Yeah, and then Space just like yanked the dildo and I went like whoosh, just like fire hose like 3 feet like directly towards the camera.
So mine's not that, but I had the same thing with a butt plug.
Oh,
So I put a butt plug in one day and I was just going to town on myself. I was masturbating. No, I was having sex. And we were like it was intense, like real rough and felt great. And like I finally came and I was coming on her face and so like because she's on her knees and she's like a really short girl, so I'm bent over kind of like this, and I come so hard, I shoot the butt plug
oh,
out
okay,
of
yeah,
me
yeah.
across the room, and
That
it
shit.
hits the wall. It was a good 5 feet, and we were both just like,
Yeah, no, like if I have a butt plug in and I'm coming, I have to like hold the butt plug in.
it's hilarious. I
Yeah.
love it. I
I've
can't
never
do it
shot it across
normally
the room, but like
because like if I'm just trying with my normal muscles down there, like I can kind of like poop it out of me, like plop,
hmm
but I can't just but like I shot it like it could have hurt someone if someone was there. Like I swear that was like a
Projectile.
bullet. It was insane. Oh my god, it was so much fun.
Oh man.
um Space is just so concerned right now.
Oh. Okay, Space.
I can so barely come while having a butt plug in.
See, it's also weird for me because it's like it's a different kind of coming. Like coming with a butt plug versus coming without one are two very, very different feelings. Because like I get less cum with a butt plug in, but it's more forceful.
Hmm.
And then I get more cum without it, but it is less. Cause like you say that, but then I also like recently I was doing a who was I with? I don't remember who I was with. I was with two girls, and we were having sex, and it was time for the facial, and I was trying to go for the like it was like kind of this situation like one girl was right in front of me and one girl was right next to her, but like behind her technically to me. And I was trying to come on the one girl, but I shot so hard that I shot over her and hit the other girl, and she was not ready for it. She's like, ah, ah, and I was just like, that doesn't normally happen. Hello, knock knock.
Nice.
Um, but like with the butt plug stuff, it's just like I've had, I've just been using them for long enough that you get comfortable with it. Which I don't know anymore. I haven't used one in like a year. Just
You know,
haven't
I
had the
haven't used one in a long while either.
living out of my car. It's kind of just not. There's no good place to clean it off and
Yeah.
do the proper after care and
Yeah.
whatnot. But like back when I lived at my home, my apartment, it was like I got bored of just jerking off every day after work. So it's like, I'm gonna put a butt plug in or anal beads. And like, I don't love anal beads because like they're a double-edged sword. I love anal beads because putting them in and having them in feels great, but the second I come, it takes so goddamn long to get out of me
Nah,
that
just
it
rip
just
it like
hurts.
a Beyblade.
No. Fuck off. No.
I feel like for legal reasons, I need to verbalize that is a joke. Please don't just rip out your anal beads.
Um, but I am at the point now where because I've only been pegged once, but also she didn't know what the fuck she was doing.
Oh.
But I am actively trying to get pegged by more people. But I am a reverse size queen. Like I don't like big shit. I want like just a good normal, not pencil dick, but like a little bit more than that, and I'm cool with that. But like the chatterbait dildo that was handed out. Like I'm definitely gonna do some stuff with that and like start exploring with that. But it's like I don't know, my booty hole's weird because I don't think I'd ever be able to come from it. Like I can't hit my prostate in a way that has ever made like a real big difference or like doing that stuff. It's always been like I have to masturbate and do butt stuff and it's just like a different orgasm unlocked versus like I know some dudes that'll just like get their ass fucked and come from it. And I'm like insane. I know some girls that do that too and I'm like what the fuck? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The human body is
it's cool.
it's a thing.
Well, and I mean, pretty sure I was telling you this the other day. Like, I like just from like no other stimulation. If I'm pegging somebody, like I can
Yeah.
come and squirt just from the fucking bit. Like nothing is inside of me. Nothing is touching my clit. I just really love pegging.
I just like being the one doing the fucking.
It's just fun. I feel like it's more of like the impact. Like I don't know. Like that just feels good. So I guess maybe I'm getting a little bit of a vibration, just like
Yeah.
from pelvis contact,
Yeah.
but like it's nothing near as much as a vibrator would be.
That makes sense.
I don't know. Actually, like the strap that I originally had a pocket for a bullet vibrator, but it actually just hurt most of the time because I was like fucking hard enough that the bullet was just like shoving into my pubic bone and it was just not a fun time.
Yeah.
So I never used it, but I came anyway, so
Okay.
it was fine.
So, fun question for everyone. What's the weirdest thing you've masturbated with?
With.
Either, for us, like, whether it be inserting it into, like, using it for pleasure insertion wise, or you inserting yourself into it.
I don't think I've ever used anything that wasn't meant to be a sex toy.
I fucked a bed one
I was like,
time.
I've got you so beat. I was a very exploratorial 14 to 16-year-old.
I was not. I mean, I guess technically, what do you mean by fucked a bed?
Like,
Put your
in
dick
between the mattresses.
in
Huh?
Yeah.
See, I've done that with the couch a bunch of times. Like this, like
Oh,
spot
yeah.
right here.
The
I would
couch.
fuck that all of the time back home, and then just like come into a towel, so I didn't leave.
I
Proof.
did not know that couches and beds were so violated.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't do it with
for
a
sure.
leather one, but like a good like
Oh yeah,
soft
no, we
couch.
had a pleather one.
Ugh. But for me,
Oh,
what?
I just remembered like once I tried toothpaste as lube.
Oh,
That was horrendous. That was
Spicy,
so
spicy,
so
spicy.
fucking painful.
Baby, why?
Because I was a kid.
I've got to be. So for
What did you use?
for me, fucking
What
wise
did you use?
was an Uncrustable. I fucked an Uncrustable.
That's like the like teen version of a. Well, I guess they were teens
They
in
were
American
teens,
Pie,
yeah.
but like it's like the early
American
like it's like the
sandwich.
2000s version of
Yeah,
American Pie. What flavor jelly? This is
it
important.
was great. That's
Okay.
the only one I eat.
Okay.
But I just feel like the potential was so wasted because like I just threw it away afterwards. But I was like, because like I was 14, I was like, I'm not gonna eat this. It's
Eat
disgusting.
it.
But now I want to find someone who's into food stuff or whatnot and do like a whole like compilation video of me fucking food and then feeding it to them.
That'd be cool.
Because like one of my favorite porns I used to watch was this girl. It was so long ago. I don't know if she's even in the industry anymore, but her name was Brandy Love.
Yeah.
I think it was Brandy something.
She's still a pretty big star.
It's not the MILF.
No?
No, this was a teenager, quote unquote.
Oh, maybe she'd
it was
been in the
Brandy
industry a
something.
lot longer than I thought.
No, it was someone else because they did scenes together. It was a different Brandy then. But she did a full video where she just like jerked off a dude into a bowl of cereal with milk
Yeah.
and then just like ate it afterwards. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's hot to me. I love
Right.
that. I also really want to do like one of the main reasons I want a partner outside of like the lovey-dovey having a partner shit is just so that I can have someone to be a human cereal bowl. Because that's so hot. I love it. I love those videos on TikTok.
That's such like small cereal bowls though. Like mouths are only so
He
big.
likes small spoons.
Yeah, small spoons, and also like I get the saliva in it too. It's like kissing plus.
Keep refilling the bowl though. Like I usually go for like 2 bowls of cereal, but like if that's in a mouth, that's gonna be like 18.
Yeah. But now, so masturbating wise, that's I've got 2 more things for you masturbating wise, because like I said, I did a lot. So then I also have masturbated with a banana peel.
Okay.
Oh, I thought it was so sticky after.
I mean,
I don't even like touching banana peels, so
it wasn't terrible. Like it had its own lube. It wasn't terrible. It had a lot of the stringy residue I had to clean off.
Yeah.
The peanut butter and jelly sandwich sucked. I remember this just now. The fucking it was great. Coming inside of it kept it all like together and whatnot. Didn't have to do any cleanup. But dogs really, really loved me
Hard
for about a
pass.
week and a half afterwards because I just had peanut butter scent on my crotch.
Hard pass.
So that was a learning thing I had to deal with. But I think the worst thing I have ever used was I used a drumstick as like in my butt once.
oh, okay.
And this is before I was like 15, so I didn't know what lube was.
Did you cover it with
Yeah.
something?
No.
Like,
Yeah.
And it wasn't like a new drumstick either. It was a pretty used one.
were you not concerned about like splinters?
Hands get so sweaty.
I was concerned about it, but I was like, fuck it. I want to know. I was like, I want to explore butt stuff.
Toothbrush handle or something. I mean,
No.
obviously. Well, I mean, don't because there's not really a flared base. Because like flared bases, my boy, flared bases.
I don't know. The toothbrush would be fine because the toothbrush itself is the flared base.
Yeah, but because of the
You have to really suck up in there.
Yeah, but I mean, depending on like, what is it called? Peristalsis, where like your intestines like wiggle up and they do suck stuff up. And so like
Like I was
if
holding
you've
on
got
to it. I didn't
really
just like leave it
strong
in there.
intestines,
But
like,
So
clear
the-
bases are important.
the drumstick was definitely the most intensive one because that was like the first time I ever experimented with butt stuff.
Yeah.
The first like year that I did anal, we just used water for lube.
Yeah. Not us.
Yeah,
but
this was
me
like,
as well.
way back in the
Oh,
day.
water for lube for anal. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
And I was
No.
perfectly fine, like not a single tear. Like I just took it like a champ. Apparently, there was no pain.
I don't even like
I don't
masturbating
know
with water.
I don't know how it worked, but it
I always
did.
masturbate dry.
That hurts so bad for me. Like the underside of my taint always ends up like red and just, like,
Yeah.
painful. So like I always have coconut oil on me at all times for masturbation, or I'll use my spit. My spit gets the job done enough.
Spit's good.
But I love coconut oil because it's really easy to clean up, and 2, it's good for cooking.
Hopefully, you have separate
No.
containers.
It's a squirt bottle,
Okay.
so you just you hold it.
What's on like the outside of the bottle?
Yeah.
I'm really,
The outside's real nasty.
I'm really anal about like food safety stuff. Like we've done kitchen streams, and I'm always just like, no, stop! You have to clean the counter.
No,
Like
And I'm like, babe,
I'm not
I'm
that.
trying to put my penis places.
Well,
I'm like, it all gets cooked eventually, anyways.
cooking things that we're gonna give to people. Like if it were
Oh,
just
okay.
us, it would maybe be a little bit.
My
different,
thing is
like,
if it's getting cooked, you're
see,
cooking
not
out
all
the
of it-
bacteria.
Not all of it is getting cooked.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Not my problem. I'm still eating it.
Most
Really?
of this, most
I haven't
of
had a
this
problem
stuff,
yet.
Like, because like one of the times, like I was just decorating a cake,
Yeah.
and I was just like, okay, yeah, we're gonna have a lot of this cake, but we're not gonna be able to eat this whole cake just by our little lonesome. So I'm gonna be giving it to other people.
Yeah.
And we were doing the stream while I was frosting the cake, and so at that point, like all the baking has been done. So like I was just like, nope, food safe.
That's fair. I don't worry
They
about
didn't.
that.
They didn't sign up to have my bodily fluids in them.
Maybe they would have if they.
You gotta
got
start
the
making
chart.
them sign up for it.
But
I feel like you could really make a good market for cum cookies.
Yeah.
Because you could, if you
okay, no, especially because
if you save it up enough, you can swap out the cum for eggs. It's a protein base. What's the term? Not a coagulate, but like it. You could easily because you can also use bananas as a replacement for eggs too if you don't want to. If you want it to be vegan.
no, that'd be interesting. Well, sometimes like certain.
Should I get a jar?
Saved
You
up
want a
cum
cum
jar.
I've done that a couple times in my life.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it goes bad fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't look at it.
keep it in the freezer.
Oh, I definitely didn't. I lived at home at the time.
Oh, baby, that was just in your room?
Yeah.
Whew, no.
Ladies man.
I like to experiment. I was doing my science.
But I definitely would love to do some more like food based, like cum porn. I think that'd be great. Cause like,
I'm like interested in food-based cum porn and stuff, but like it's not like a turn on
Yeah.
for me necessarily.
See, one of my
Like, it's just like
ex-girlfriends-
something that I kind of want to make.
one of my ex-girlfriends, the biggest thing she wanted me to do, and I was never able to do it because it just like was a turn off for me for some reason. She wanted me to come into a Coke bottle so she could drink it.
Uh-huh.
Because you know how people will put peanuts in a Coke bottle? She's like, I want to know if it's the same thing. I'm like, it's probably not, but I'll try. And then I never could.
I actually don't know how people put peanuts in Coke bottles.
No, I've never
but,
heard that
I've never
before.
heard of that.
What?
Yeah. I was gonna not say anything. You didn't feel like you were crazy, but if she's gonna bring it up, yeah.
See,
I've heard of people using like licorice as a straw. Like you bite off the ends and it's hollow in the middle, and you can
never
use it
heard
as
of
a
that.
straw.
For Coke?
For anything.
No. It's a good idea, but I've never heard of that.
I've like seen it.
Maybe with a
saw it in a
Twizzler.
movie or a TV show recently.
I like black licorice though. I'd do that.
No.
But no, my thing is I think it's definitely more of a Midwest thing. Specifically like closer to Ohio, like Great Lakes area. I know they do it there a lot, and then like the Northeast. But I don't think I've ever seen anyone actively do it, but I hear a lot of my friends talk about doing it. And I'm just like,
Maybe your friends are just like,
Yeah.
they have like a niche peanut thing.
Yeah.
no, because I have the niche peanut thing.
Hmm.
I am a slut for peanut.
Maybe you are your friends.
Don't
You
out
become
me.
one.
Don't out me. I don't have friends, and they don't need to know it. But yeah, have you guys? Is there anything you guys want to discuss or anything that tickles your fancy?
Man, I'm just still thinking about the cereal bowl mouth. I do my cereal dry and I do it in a cup. So for the most part, I'm just like using my tongue to pick up each bit of cereal. So I'm just picturing like someone like leaning back,
I would do
mouth
that too.
gape open, and I'm just like holding their jaw and their forehead and just like licking out little bits of cereal.
Like
I
Predator.
don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Be a mobile cereal mug, and like I could just
Like,
like
babe,
have
open
the
your
cereal
mouth.
in my mouth
Babe.
and just like
Uh,
I'll just be like a little Pez dispenser. Just like poke a couple
'Cause, like,
pieces.
I'll say thank you after I'm done chewing.
Because like if I'm not home or something, like if I'm at home and have the time, yeah, I'm gonna put it in a bowl. But like if I'm at work or doing something, I'm gonna put my cereal in a cup with milk, because then I can just carry it with me and it's a lot easier. And I can also drink it without needing a spoon. So like I definitely get that.
I'm always walking around.
Eating it dry, I'm just like, it really just depends on if I just don't have access to
I
it.
got 2 cups. I got one for my cereal and one for my drink, and I just go back and forth.
Oh my god. you
Well, especially
monster.
because we're lactose intolerant, and so like
Even before I knew that, I only ate it dry.
no.
It's true. I was born this way.
But yeah, no, like I eat dry cereal a lot more often now that I know that like now that I'm lactose intolerant, because like I buy lactose free milk.
Oh,
sometimes,
speaking of which,
like,
do you see what we do? We just have
there's
these
just, like
bottles
5 million
of
bottles of
lactate.
lactate around the house. There's one
It's
in
on
the bed.
every table.
That's how my mom is with fucking ibuprofen. She has like
Oh yeah.
800 milligram ibuprofen bottles just laying
Mm.
everywhere, and I'm like, I don't think you should be taking as much of that as you are.
Yeah, no, lactate's fine. Like you can have however much of that you want.
Like I went to Mexico recently specifically to get it because it's one of the only places you can like just buy it over the counter and
Oh.
whatnot. So I
At
got
the dosage, yeah.
yeah, I got a few bottles of that, and then I also found out that you can just buy Viagra there.
Mhm.
I think I bought in total 62 tablets of Viagra. for $30
Whoa.
for no reason other than to have them for the porn industry for whenever I might need them. Because they're also 100 milligram doses, and normally it's just a 50 milligrams, so I can cut them in two. And
Yeah.
now I have like a year's supply of Viagra for
That's
no fucking reason.
wild.
And because I've never taken Viagra, I've taken Cialis before. I was also 19 and had no reason to take it, but a dude whose wife I was fucking was like, she doesn't like it when men disappoint. I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna disappoint. He's like, you should take this anyway. I'm like, dude, I'm rock hard right now. She's not even in the room. I'm just ready. And he's like, just take it. And I was like, this was back in the time when I didn't question what pills were, and I was just like,
Yeah.
okay, I guess. I hope it is. I guess supposed to start seeing things. But no, it was just Cialis. My dick, it was great. But the thing is like, I'm just so easy and ready to go. It's like, when the fuck would I need to take Viagra? Like, maybe if I get like a full like mainstream porn thing and like shit doesn't happen, but otherwise it's like just taking it as a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I kind of want to just I want to do like a teasing stream one day where like either like chat does it or like my partner does it, and I just take a Viagra and they're just mean to me the entire time, and I'm just there rock hard having a terrible time. I think that would be fun. Um, right?
I
You're
know
gonna have a
that,
terrible time. I can't wait.
I know this is neither of your things because you were talking about how cock cages weren't your thing either. But like one of the things that was talked about a lot with chastity cages and stuff was just like putting in a chastity cage and then giving Viagra.
Fuck no.
That's horrible.
Yeah, that's a little sadistic, bud.
I'm a lot sadistic, bud.
Um, but I like the idea of doing that. Plus, it would also make like I could definitely do it if I wanted to do sword fight content with someone. Because I do want to do like a. I was telling her, I don't know if you were there to hear it. I really want to do like a lightsaber duel. I think
Yeah.
it'd be really funny because you have your Star Wars robe,
Yeah.
and then I have a good like what I wore
I
to
got a
Avian.
blue condom for that too.
Exactly. I was like, I wanted to get like a red condom and just like wham, and like you fight over like her as like slutty Leia. I think that would be hilarious.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I have just slept on all the potential of a male, female, male threesome.
Yeah.
I've just
This is what I'm here for, bud.
there's so much out there.
Um, and then I'm just trying to think of like other things I can use the Viagra for, because like the things I could think of doing are like not cool and very unconsensual to do. It's like having like a bros night out and you just put it in the brownies, and then it's just like, well, who gets hard first?
Mm,
But I'm not that guy anymore, and I'm not doing that.
that's good.
That's
But
good.
'cause, like
You never know what medications people are taking.
So true. Oh my god.
It's not the move.
because we used to do a thing in high school where like me and whenever we had like a bros night, eventually someone would be like would put gay porn on, and they're like, okay, first one to get a boner loses. And then we're all just sitting there watching gay porn for like 3 hours because none of us are gay. And we're just like, why are we fucking watching this? We're like, we need to figure out which one of us is the queerest. And we're like, we're not gonna.
I had such a tame high school experience. Like
Oh my God,
nothing exciting.
My
happened.
friend group was the it group for my college. Like, we hosted the good parties. Everyone lived at my house. We were like, everyone knew us. Like, I was one of the more popular kids. And I wasn't popular. I was more well known. I was not well liked. But, um, so like that. And then college was the same. I just did crazy shit all the time.
Mhm.
But I also think it would be fun to do like a maybe do like a public humiliation stream and like take Viagra, just have rock hard, and then like go to Walmart and then like have one of your
It's hard
friends
to
just be like,
find places that allow public.
yeah,
Well,
go on a walk at the
canned
park or something.
soda allows public.
As long as there's no nudity. Oh.
No, you can have nudity.
Huh.
You can be in public.
Huh.
Or at least I watched a whole stream of this woman walking around shopping at a grocery store, and then she just stop, put her camera down, and then flash her tits, and then go back about her day.
Interesting.
And there were people walking around, like you could see Which, yeah, that doesn't seem okay since you're not getting consent from anyone else who's in a porn, surprisingly.
Yeah. They're not consenting to see anything and they're not consenting to be posted.
Yeah.
So that seems not
Risky as hell.
Yeah, that seems like one of those things that slipped through the cracks of the
Yeah.
I
rules.
don't know. I saw a lot of public stuff on there. But then again, people tell us all the time about stuff they do on Chatterbait where I'm like, that's definitely against the rules.
Whereas I'm like so scared to stream like in the woods. One, I don't have the signal to do it, but two, I'm just like, I don't want to get kicked off.
Yeah.
I think if there's an illusion of privacy, you're okay.
Yeah, I need to. I just need to. It's the hard thing. I need to get a modem and something that'll let me get Wi-Fi signal. Because like even if I have bad signal, streaming from like a secluded lake in Colorado would be dope as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
outside of that, God, I had something I wanted to end it off on, but I completely forgot because we went on a really crazy tangent that was a lot of fun. But
Just are fun.
I guess the last thing I want to kind of end this on is through entering into the world of sex work, what are some what are some kinks that you have discovered that you're really into, or maybe ones that you've discovered that are like a you've tried and you're like, oh no, not that one, never again, kind of thing that you didn't that more so that you didn't expect to discover.
I really, really, really love being watched. And I am very surprised by how much I enjoy watching other people. I don't feel like I should have been surprised, but I am. Like, it makes sense. Like, we'd go to bars and stuff, and there'd be like male strippers or whatever. And I was always just like, I just freeze and stare forever because I'm like, man, look at that performer. And they're doing tricks. How cool is that? And it's like I should have realized that that would carry over to other stuff. Like whenever I'm streaming and somebody shares cam to cam with me, like it doesn't matter at all if I'm like sexually attracted to them. Like I am so excited by the fact that they're excited. I'm excited by the fact that they're willing to share what they're doing. Like that puts me at like such a elevated state because
Yeah.
I'm just so into whatever it is that's causing this to happen. Um, I think there's some things that maybe I'm not as all about as what I thought I might have been before. Like when we first started a year ago, I was really into distracted play. Like I want you to be doing something else and I have to like earn your attention by like treating you the way that you or like giving something to you in the way that you want. And I feel like I've learned that I'm not nearly as into that as I thought I was. Like it's cool now and then, but it's not like this is going to be my thing.
Yeah.
Um thinking there's one more for sure. I will pass though.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. This is one of I was already into a lot because I was already like heavily into the BDSM community. I knew I liked being watched and
Yeah, the being watched one for me was that was like the second I lost my virginity. I was like, can people watch me do this, please? I was just like, I've always been an exhibitionist. It's like, hey, do you wanna go fuck on the couch in the theater room and hope someone comes in and just, like is cool with it? Like,
Yeah,
wouldn't that be crazy?
no doubt.
um the only one that I can really think of is that like at some point like somebody tipped for me to like call him daddy and stuff and like I've picked up on that like a little bit. It's not like full on daddy kink or anything, just like I
Man,
don't
she
know.
was
It
never into
seems
that before.
yeah, I was like
Yeah.
a hard no for me before. But I don't know, it just seems more a fitting I don't know, cuz like I don't know, especially since you're not a dom, sir doesn't seem appropriate. So I don't know, it's just it seemed more fitting. So I don't know if that's like a discovery of myself or like
can be
this
daddy.
relationship?
I can be daddy. No.
Mhm.
See,
Sometimes, only on Wednesdays.
for me, it's not so much stuff I've learned through entering into the world of sex work because I'm still new to it, but within the last year alone of just traveling across the country and meeting so many new people and not being stuck in, buttfuck Arkansas, I have really learned, like I was already into like the idea of people being watched, but like fucking in front of a crowd is phenomenal. Like being the center of attention
Yeah.
is my favorite thing, which is why I always hate whenever like porn producers or like agents are like, you got to be able to. You think you can keep a heart on in a room full of dudes? I'm like, I did that last week. Like I do it for free. I would like to get
Yeah.
paid for it. Thank you. Like I go to sex clubs for that reason.
Yeah.
But the biggest one for me is free use that has come up recently because it's just so hot to me, and two, it takes all of my fears of initiating
That's very,
stuff
very true. That's
out of
honestly
it
probably why I like that.
because I'm always just like,
I'm always horny and I don't like
Yeah.
making decisions.
Yeah.
well, because like in the world of sex work, it's different because everyone's there for the same thing. They like to fuck and they like to do it with people, generally. So it's not too hard to bring up the conversation of, hey, do you want to collab, or hey, do you want to? Which I always find it so weird. It's like, hey, do you want to collab? Instead of just being like, hey, you want to fuck, and like it's more professional.
Collab is so much more of a presentable
Yeah.
statement.
It's so weird to me though, but like I get it and I fully understand it.
They're
But
different vibes. Like,
Yeah.
like it's also nice to explicitly state there will be a camera.
Yeah. But so in that world, I haven't had any problem because like everybody I meet, I'm like, oh my god, you're so hot. I wanna collab with you. Like if you want to do anything, fucking let's talk about it. Let's figure it out. But like in normal world or non-sexy world, I'm like I'll see a girl at a bar and I'm like, I don't want to approach her. I'm so scared right now. Like my friends are like, dude, just go fucking talk to her. I'm like, but like she's gonna say no. Like she's like not interested. They're like, dude, you fuck porn stars. And I'm like, yeah, because I know they're interested. They came to me. They started. It's like once my biggest thing has always been if someone else can make the first move or initiate interest, then it's game over. Then my charisma
Yeah.
comes in and I'm really good. But for me to like go up, especially if it's a
You want to know that you're welcome to
Yeah.
the conversation.
like especially when it's a girl in a group of girls, I'm like, oh, I have no idea how to go up there and not be like weird about it. Because also, autistic, I'm gonna say the wrong thing, and I'm just like, but free use is great to me because the idea of literally like one of the hottest things I could think of is like not even like at a convention, but just like walking around at the park or something like that, and like just like a mildly attractive girl is just like grabs my hand and she's like, "You're coming with me," and I'm like, "Okay," just fucking hot as shit. Because like I made a tweet recently. I was like, "Hey, just putting it out there. If we're mutuals or friends at all, and you see me at a convention or just anywhere in general, you fully have my consent to just drag me away to the nearest private/semi-private area and have your way from me." And I was like, it didn't get as much attention as I wanted, but I was like, the right people saw it.
It's
and
real though.
I'm like, just fuck me how you want me to fuck you. Like, come on, take me away. I'm easy.
Aren't we?
You'd be surprised.
That's fair. That's fair.
But yeah, did you ever think of the third thing?
Oh no, for sure not.
Oh, absolutely not.
I don't know. Was that why you were elbowing me? Like the one thing that I don't know, you like elbowed me as soon as Taffy asked, like, "Oh, what are some kinks you discovered?" Is that what you had it like?
No, I was
thought?
inviting you to go first.
Oh, okay. I made you go first anyway.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else that I've like discovered.
I mean, I've learned just slightly over a year. I've learned how much I enjoy group play. I'm really into it. I have such a blast with it. We like
I don't get the opportunity opportunity to do a whole lot of it yet, but that is something I want to do more of. Like I said, the only thing I've really done is, 3 people on average, like a threesome. I don't get a whole lot of foursomes,
No.
but
I have a really dumb thing that
It's
I
not dumb. It's wonderful.
yeah,
If you're going where I think you're going.
with the numbers.
Oh no. I mean that too. I thought you were going for the Capri Sun and fruit snacks that we like doing after group play.
Yeah. That's a nice way of saying go team. We really did it.
Yeah.
I know I have this dumb thing that like this will change with time, but okay. So I really want the next time that I do a larger group activity for there to be 7 people in total. Like specifically, like if there's any more, I'm going to be upset and tell someone to leave because, first time ever doing anything, you're by yourself. That's one. And then one day you have sex and it's like, oh, awesome. Now that's 2 of us. And then one magical day you have your first threesome and that's 3. And then we started swinging. So then suddenly there were 4 people involved. And then we had our first orgy, which was 5. And then we had another one, which was 6. And now I've like
It's such a good
incrementally
just keep adding
went
something
up
close.
1 every time
Okay.
I've like gone to any like new level.
Yeah.
And I would be real upset to go from like 6 to 8 and then
When you had such
You invite
much-
one dude.
I know
and
it's
he's like,
just
"Hey,
such
can I-"
a dumb
you'd be like-
thing to
You'd be like, hey,
want.
can I bring my partner? And you're like, no,
No,
no, just you. Fuck.
I'm sorry, I feel
so-
real strong.
Along those lines, I've always labeled it as, you have your orgy, which is 5 or more people.
Yeah.
You have a foursome, you have a threesome, you have a twosome, and then you have your lonesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a handsome if you're feeling real spicy. But
Mhm.
yeah, it just help me have an orgy. I need it.
Yeah.
I really want to get a Chatterbait orgy like planned because I know we can't stream like a true. You can do 5
You can
people,
do 5, but
you can't do more, which is
It's
annoying.
very
So
strange.
annoying.
But we could still
We have 2 couples that know each other
Yeah.
and us, and all of us want to be
On stream.
Yeah, but
I
that would
want
be
to
6
do like
people.
a true proper like tried and true. Everyone's tested and ready to go orgy, and we just film it and put it on everyone's OnlyFans. Not so much Chatterbait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
People would lose their minds.
yeah, I think I could organize it.
I want that so
I
bad.
think I have a chance. I'll talk to Lilith about it.
Especially
I'm sure
with
we
how
could get-
fucking hot everybody at Chatterbait is.
Yeah, there's no like
Ugh.
mid-tier or lower people, which I
There's
feel weird
not.
calling it, but everyone's just like, wow.
Lot of shit.
Every time we're at
Honestly, I think the biggest thing is like the fact that someone's just comfortable in their body and showing it off is the hottest part.
yeah.
Yeah. It's a very, very attractive quality.
But with that, let's start wrapping it up because safety first. So at the end of the stream, to the listeners who have lasted this long, I'm proud of you, son. But in order to let you finish, why don't you guys go ahead and plug yourselves where they can find you, where you want them to find you, and things along those lines.
All right. Thanks so much. This is Space Neighbor. You can find me on most platforms at Space Neighbor. It's you can get me on OnlyFans, Chatterbait, Instagram, and the only one that's not is Twitter, and it's Space Neighbor _. But go follow there because that's where I post all my schedules, and it's the best way to find out where to find me.
Everything of mine is Delphinium18XO. And that's literally everything of mine. My OnlyFans, Twitter, Chatterbait, Instagram. I haven't done anything with them, but I just made a Fansly and Minivids accounts yesterday. So eventually those, maybe by the time this gets posted.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm trying to
have
upload stuff
We'll
right
see.
now, but it's been a pain in the ass.
But also most of I am way less active than Space, and so a lot of all of our couple stuff is on his. So yeah, one day I'll be active or something.
So if you managed to listen to the entirety of this wonderful podcast, be sure to go give them a follow and check out their stuff and, look at their wieners and genitalia and vaginas and what other stuff they might have at different times in the year. And with that, it has been a good old twist with Taffy today. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will catch you next time.
Ciao.